Hi, welcome to Undead Yarn. My name is Heidi, and you can find me as Undead Heidi on, not Ravelry. Ravelry, I'm Knitty Girl. You can find me as Undead Heidi on Instagram and Twitter. I'm debating whether I'm going to change my name on Ravelry too. We'll see. And today is July 7th. It's already July. I can't believe that June is all over. Oh my gosh. This episode I'm going to talk about the Houston Fiber Fest. I will talk about what I'm knitting and what I've finished. And I'm also going to talk about the winners for the Autism Awareness Knit-Along. And I'm going to talk about my new knit-along. So let's go ahead and get started with my works in progress. In my kitchen counter crafter bag, I have the socks I've been working on from Night Owl Fibers in the pumpkin patch colorway. And I finally Kitchenered the first sock. I still have to put in the heel. And then I started on the second sock. And this, I don't know, I hope I finish it. I still have time. I think I have through the middle of August. Hopefully I will finish this in time for the Into the Wool knit along, because this counts for points. I'm not sure if, I don't know if my bag counts, but I know that the yarn counts. So that is really the only thing that I've been working on, because I have some finished objects. And I know right here I have my first one, so this one I'll show you. The other one may be buried in a pile of stuff. This is Beyond the Pale shawl by the pattern by Willy Wonka and Podolisic, who also has Willy Wonka fibers. And I kind of modified it. I changed colors a lot more often. I used my Undead yarn, and the bright color is my Rainbow Apocalypse mini skeins, which are neon sparkly mini skeins, and the other color is Midnight. So this is going to be, hopefully will be a show sample. I still need to block and weave in the ends, but it is done. It has a picot end that you can't really see because it's curling up. That's definitely going to need to block it. I did modify it somewhat because of the amount of yarn I had in my mini skeins, and I think I may have shortened it a little bit, but not by much. It's going to make a nice size shawl. But I won't be able to wear it for a while because I need to use it for my sample. So that is finished, and I am in love with it. I love it. I've been meaning to knit this pattern for a long time, and I finally got around to it, and I love it. I did want to show my shawl that I knit from Dana of Unwind sock blank. I still haven't woven in my end. One end to weave in. I guess I did the other ones, but I blocked it, and it looks really cute. So you can really see it much better. The One Love, this was the One Love shawl by Susan B. Anderson, and it's just beautiful. Came out gorgeous. It's more like a shallow shawl. It's more like a scarf to me than it is a shawl, but I have a black coat. I could just change out my cowls and little shawls like this with it, because black, you can match anything with black. So I also have a finished object. I hope I have it in here, unless I put it behind me. It's possible I put it behind me. Finished my hat that I was knitting, the hat that was a test knit for Lisa Beamer, who is Fiber Nymph, who has the 90% Knitting podcast and also runs Fiber Nymph Dye Works. Let me see. I think I might have it back here. Yes, I do. Sorry for all the crinkling. I'm just going to have crinkle in my podcast, so I'll try to keep it to a minimum, though. So I did finish the 3-color hat, which I think came out really cute. I'm not really a hat knitter, you guys know that, because it's probably the first hat that I've knit in ages. I don't think I've ever knit one when I was on the podcast. But it was a really fun pattern, and I forgot how quickly things go in worsted weight because I don't use worsted weight very often. But I also forgot how quickly you can knit a hat. So look, it's really cute. The pattern directions were outstanding. And look on the top, you can see where the decreases are. There's kind of a swirl, which I like. I like that touch. So I used 3 skeins, 3 different colors of Undead yarn. This is Atlantis. This one is Hokamuto Food, and this one is Purple Vein. So the hat's finished. That's another finished object I have. And I do have some spinning, but I did not bring it up. I still have a little teeny bit left to spin of, I'm spinning some beautiful yak merino from Dana of Unwind. It's in a gray color. It's just gorgeous, and it's spinning up kind of marled. There's a lot of, you can't tell by looking at it, but there's a lot of white in there, so it's spinning up marled, and it's really pretty. I haven't decided. I probably will ply it, but I may wait and do that after Tour de Fleece so I can move on to another braid, because I've decided I wanted to spin a braid a week, and that one's almost done, so then I want to start on my next one next week. And I wish I had brought that one up, but I'll show you guys on the podcast next time. So those are 2 things that are done in my spinning. I am spinning for Tour de Fleece. I'm on the Team Happy You, and I'm on Team Willy Wonka Fibers. So my goal, like I said, is to spin at least a braid a week. So hopefully I will get that done. We can move on to weeks in review. It wasn't last weekend. 2 weeks ago I went to the Houston Fiber Fest, and what I'm going to do now is show you all the things that I got when I was there. It was nice. We got to meet up with friends, and we had a lovely lunch at this place called Mamacita's. And the evening before, I got to meet up with Night Owl Fibers, because we were planning for Stitches South, which will be coming up in the fall. And she gifted me this. It's just very, very cute. Here's her logo. And isn't that gorgeous? It's like watermelon. I love how she threw the black in there. It kind of reminds me of my Monster Mash colorway, but my Monster Mash is neon. This looks more like watermelon to me. It's very cute. So I'm happy to have another skein of Night Owl Fibers. So that was what I did the first night, and the first evening when I got there, I did go and I did do some purchasing. The first thing I did right when I got there was go to my friend Kim's booth, who is Casey's Pockets to Go, and bought the Houston Fiber Fest bag. I think they did a really great job planning this. They got the logo, and then she and some other people helped her. I think it was could be wrong, but I think the lady from the Lucky You, which is in New Braunfels, helped her with the layout and the coloring of this. So I just think it came out really, really cute. And I know Casey's bags are always well made. And the inside is just like the top. And it's a drawstring bag. So I got this my first purchase. I think now I may have I have as many bags of Silver Shed as I have of Casey's Pockets to Go, so I guess I kind of like them. So that was my first purchase. And then I went to, I hope I have everything in here. It doesn't look like I have anything in here. Oh. I was looking at Knitting Lanya because I really like her. She was in the booth next to me at the last Stitches, Texas. And I keep forgetting. I keep forgetting I actually want to wear these. I bought some dragon earrings. And I love them because they're pretty big. The other dragon earrings I have are not this big. They're a lot smaller, and so you can't really see what they are until you get up close. So I think I'm going to put those on after the podcast. I'm looking forward to wearing those. And it's funny, I have forgotten that I actually bought them because I just did. And let me know if you notice any difference in the sound quality. I just realized I forgot to plug in the microphone today. So hopefully it will still sound okay. And let's see, what else did I get? Oh, I have one in my hand. I got this the second day that I went because I had seen on Instagram that this place called Independence Farm was there and had a booth, and they had some yarn that had been natural dyed, and I'm interested in learning about natural dyeing. So I stopped and I talked to the person, one of the people who runs the farm, and she spun and dyed this, and it's Texas woolen mohair. It's Gulf Coast native, and 85 Gulf Coast native and 15% mohair, and it's 150 yards of sport weight. So here's the little card. And this was dyed with lichen. And you can tell why I bought it. It's got that, it's like that mustardy yellow. One of my, I love, you guys know I love yellow. But it's a mustardy yellow. And this is apparently a fiber that you mostly just find here in Texas. Gulf Coast native, so I was very interested in that. I'm probably going to make a pair. She said it would probably be enough for me to make a pair of mitts. Probably I wanted to make like short mitts, not really long ones, because I don't know if I have enough to make long ones, but I'll start knitting with it and see what happens. So I not only got this there, but I showed you last week. I don't think I still have. I think I brought the bag downstairs finally. Some of the tea that I bought there, I'm drinking it. It's all I've been drinking since I came back from the Houston Fiber Fest. I really like it. It was the loose green tea, and the leaves were rolled up into little balls. And this is what it looks like when they open up. Cool. So that was this, and I didn't really buy that much. I'm pretty sure there was one other thing. I posted on Instagram everything that I bought. Oh yes, there is. I also went to Windmill Crest Farms because I really like the people who run Windmill Crest Farms. They did the Yellow Rose Fiber Festival, which was my first vending experience. And this is some of their alpaca. And this one is a blend. It's 80% alpaca and 20% bamboo, and it's 129 yards. But I thought that was really pretty. So I know I bought something else from them, and I can't. Oh yes, I did, and I've already put them. I bought some alpaca socks. They had like the shorty socks that were made of alpaca, and I bought them and I wore them right away. And they're awesome. They're so squishy, and they keep my feet warm. My feet are always cold. Even if it's hot, it seems like my feet are always cold. Unless I'm outside sometimes I'm comfortable, but in general, my feet are usually cold. So I often will wear socks even in the summer. So that was, I think that's all I bought while I was there. I was pretty good. If I find anything else in here while I'm talking, I'll let you know. But I think that was it. Oh, okay. I've got some extra stuff to show you guys. And this one, I've been waiting to open it up while I was on the podcast because it looked pretty spectacular on Etsy, and I have not opened it yet. It's a sock blanket that I bought, and it's man, I can't talk today. I'm sorry, guys. It's from a new to me dyer called Show Me Yarn, and I saw this on Instagram. And it's a sock blank that's been painted. Oh, I didn't even really look into my package. Look, I have some airheads too. Yay! I like those. Okay. So this is how it's wrapped. It's cute. It's got little stamps, sheepy stamps on there. That's a good idea. I like that. And here is the blank. This is called a Gateway Sock Blank. The colorway is Phoenix, and it's 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon, 463 yards. Here is their logo, Show Me Yarn. And there's supposed to be a phoenix painted on this. Like I said, I have not opened it yet. I wanted to open it on the podcast so I could show you guys, and you could be surprised like I am. Oh my god, that's so awesome. Look at that. Is that not the coolest thing? It sat in their shop for a while, and I kept looking at it. And finally, I said, it's still in there. It's fabulous. These are my colors. I love orange and yellow. And I love that they hand-painted this. How gorgeous is that? So I was like, I need to buy it. It keeps calling to me. I wish I could cast this on right now, but I'm trying to be good and stick to stuff for Into the Wool. And I don't know why I did this, but I just signed up to do a test knit for Caitlin French, probably because I love her patterns. So I just actually cast on for a hat pattern for test knit for her, and I'm using the blue Atlantis colorway of mine in Undead yarn. But isn't this fabulous? I love it. I wish I could cast it on right now, but I have to wait. I'm going to make myself wait. Maybe when I go to Into the Wool, I'll let myself as a treat. I'll take this to knit some socks. So that's very exciting. I was excited about that because I've been trying to get, I really want to buy one of Andre Sunit's sock blanks. I don't know if you guys have seen what she's been doing, but they're really fabulous. She stencils and paints the sock blanks, and they're so gorgeous, but they're gone in like 5 minutes because it seems like I'm always out exercising when she does her updates, or she does her updates when we're watching 60 Minutes and when I'm exercising in the morning. So I've been missing them, and I usually only miss them by like 10 minutes, and they're all gone already. So I was excited to try that one because that is kind of along the lines of what she's been doing. She's been painting them and drawing. I do have other enabling, believe it or not. It's me, so what do you expect? You know, I like to buy yarn. I dye yarn, but I still buy it. Knit Picks has a new yarn that it's 100% silk. Let's see what this is called. It's called Luminance, and it's 100% silk, and it is a lace weight, but I like knitting with lace weight. And I saw this color, and I thought, this is so me, I have to get it. Look at it. It's called Zen. And look, it looks like my shirt almost. It's a little bit off from my shirt, but it's a gorgeous, like, greeny yellow gold. I love it. I don't know what I'm going to knit with it, but it's got to be something spectacular. I don't know, maybe I have to see, let's see, how many yards? They're usually 400, but this one says 439. Usually their yardage is 440. This says 439. So this is enough for a small shawl. I'm not sure what I'll knit with it yet, but I was very excited to get this. It's really gorgeous. And then the other thing that I got in the mail is this is by a British dyer, and I'm telling you, Instagram is the death of me because now I'm seeing all these new dyers. I don't normally hear about on podcasts, but some of them I just absolutely love their stuff. This is called Truly Hooked. The yarn brand is Truly Hooked, and they're from the UK. And she had a coupon code, so I really want to try this base. So this is why I bought it. It's called Earthy Rainbow. I love the colors. It's like it looks red, but that's really more like a burgundy, and then a rust color with blue, and then there's a bright green and a dark green. They're just beautiful colors together. And the reason I bought this is because I really want to try the base. It's yak, 60% superwash merino, 20% silk, and 20% yak. And it feels really, really great. I'm curious what this yarn looked like before she dyed it. I've heard the yak yarn often already has a tint to it before you dye it, but this may be different from the yarn that I'm thinking of. Anyway, this is just lovely, and she is from the UK. So this is another fingering weight, and it is, oh, she didn't put, I'm used to yards. It's 366 meters. So maybe that's about 400 yards, something like that. It's 100 grams. Oh, and the sun is going out. So I think that is all that I have for stash enhancement. But I also wanted to say a really, really nice thank you to Valeria. She'd gifted me the Pebble Beach shawl. I think Pebble Beach Shawlette by, I want to say Curious Handmade, Helen Stewart. That's her name. And I have had that in my queue, and I've wanted it for so long. Thank you so much, Valeria. That was really sweet. She said she did it to tell me happy podiversary, which was very sweet. Thank you. And I will definitely be knitting that one. I keep eyeing that one. I just haven't picked yarn yet for it. Maybe the silk. I'll have to see how many yards. Actually, I think I might want to make, well, I could make a big version and a small version. We'll see. Anyway, I wanted to say thank you to her. And before we get into the prizes, I wanted to mention that we have a knit dye spin going on right now. So if you are spinning for Tour de Fleece, enter your 4-ounce bumps or braids or bats that you spin, and you can be entered to win a prize. I have the thread open, and you are welcome to chatter as well as put your finished objects in that thread, and I have 3 prizes for that. Hold on while I grab them. What you need to do is knit with an Indie Dyer's yarn, and yes, Talia Morlisi wanted to know, Miss Babs does count. Or you can spin 4 ounces, or you can dye some yarn. And it doesn't matter to me how you dye it. You can use natural dyes, you can use Kool-Aid, you can use acid dyes, Procyon dyes, whatever you want. And here's the first prize. This is called Zombie Prom Queen, and it's a bat, and it's Polworth, Firestar, and Angelina. And this is by Brazen Stitchery. So somebody will win this. And another prize I have, yes, crinkling, is a skein of BFL. And this is a DK weight. So it's a Superwash BFL DK. And I'm putting this one up because part of it is dyeing, so I thought it might be nice for someone to get a new base to work with. And my last prize is a skein of this lovely yarn by 2 by Hand. If you remember, I'd used some of their yarn in my Drea shawl, and they have gorgeous color scents. This one is called Whiz Bangs. So those are the 3 prizes. So go ahead and enter into the chatter thread and the spinning thread, the knitting, knit, dye, spin. That's what I want y'all to do for the next 2 months. I'm going to run this through July and August. And at the end of August, I'll pull for the prizes. So if you are knitting for Stash Dash, if you are spinning for Tour de Fleece, if you are dyeing for anybody else's group, I think the Dyer's Notebook has dyeing along going on right now. You can enter any of those into the thread at Undead Yarn. I'm happy for you to double, triple, whatever. You can enter your projects in there as well. So that is the next along. I did want to mention a few knit-alongs, not a lot, because I get overwhelmed when I hear about too many knit-alongs, but I did want to mention that Crocheting Hoovian and Penhook and Needles are sponsoring a Tortoise versus the Hare knit-along, and that's for toys that are tortoise, turtle patterns, or rabbit patterns, and the person who's running that is Crocheting Hoovian. And if you don't watch her podcast, check her out, especially if you like to crochet toys or knit shawls, or what she normally knits, but she's also kind of funny. So I enjoy watching her. And Pen Hook and Needles and Spicy Homemaker are running their Cardiac Read Along. And you can knit or crochet anything that has red in it. And for myself, I asked Talia if this had enough red, and she said it did. So I am going to be casting on, I'm totally copying Laura of the Knit Girls. I'm casting on my Harry Potter colorway from Very Colorful Yarnings. And I really look forward to knitting this. It makes me think of Gryffindor. Let's see if I have her. I know I have her tag somewhere. I have too much stuff on the desk, guys. You'd be surprised if you saw how messy this desk was. Well, I can't find it, but I have shown you before. So this is going to be my next pair of socks. It's my next cast on for the Cardiac Read Along, and that runs for 3 months. Now we are ready to get to the prizes for the autism awareness. And I wrote them down in my little book. I have a little book that I use to keep track of the prize winners. And let's see. The first prize was a skein from the Barb Dragon. I'm going to grab the prizes behind me. There's a lot of moving around in this podcast today, huh? Okay. Thank you for your patience. This is the skein of the Barb Dragon. The person who won it for the last along did not claim it, so I'm giving it away now. This is 80/20 Superwash Merino and Silk, and it's lovely. It is lovely, and it's in a beautiful pink colorway called Flamingo. And this one goes to MVA 5493, who is Valerie from Kentucky. So Valerie, you have won this beautiful skein of the Barb Dragon, and if you will PM me your address, I can get that out to you. And then the next thing, this is another one that was not claimed, and now it becomes eligible for you guys. And I love Lone Star Art. She does some fabulous things. I was going through my stash yesterday, and I found 3 more skeins of this in my stash. So not the same colorway, but 3 skeins of hers. She does a nice job. This is called Lone Star Arts, and this is Mockingbird. And it's Mockingbird, I think, is the base, and the color is called Zombie Dawn. And there's also a little stitch marker in there that says keep calm and kill zombies. And the winner for that is Neater C, who is Anita from California. So Neater C, PM me with your address. And there's also a $7 or less pattern that's being donated by Talia and Marlicia of the Pen Hook and Needles podcast. And the winner for that one is Audrey Lee from Oregon. So if you would like to contact them, you can let them know that that you have won the $7 or less pattern from Undead Yarn. And the last prize is not in here, but the last prize was the skein from Mustache in the Wildflowers colorway. And the only people who were eligible for that prize were people who used my yarn or crocheted one of Talia Marlicia's patterns or one of Crochet Hoovian's patterns. And the the winner of the Mustache yarn is Laura Concert, Crocheting Hoovian. So let me know your address so I can mail you out your skein of Mustache yarn. And the last one is the person who won from the FO thread. there were several FOs this time for this month, so I'm going to go ahead and show you guys some of them. There's several things that were knit out of my yarn. And if you didn't know, there is an FO thread. Whenever you knit something out of my yarn, if you post it in the FO thread on my group, you'll be eligible for a chance to win a pattern of $7 or less from that month. Okay, so I believe there were 4 finished objects in my yarn. Here's one. And I believe this is Timmy the Timid Turtle. And Marlicia crocheted that. And she used, did she use Treebeard? Oh no, it says a roadkill. She used a roadkill. There are some other yarns in there, but a good portion of that is done with Undead yarn. And if you didn't know, that is Davina, Marlicia's daughter. And then this one was done in some roadkill, and this was by Playing with Needles. And the red is not my yarn, but the other one is my yarn, and I believe those are the Pebble Socks by Mina Phillips. And then this is one, I wish I had kept this colorway for myself. I'm going to have to make some for myself because I want some socks with this one. This is Lovesick, and these were made by Christy Rose. That's my Valentine's Day colorway. The colors aren't showing up quite right for me when I show you on the screen, but that doesn't mean that they're not going to show up right when you actually see the video. And this is a Roadkill by Laurel in Minnesota, I believe. And I think those are just stock socks. And then there were a lot. Oh, that's in July. Okay. So those were all the FOs for June. And the FO thread pattern, oops, let's see. Yeah, yes, I'm going to have to redraw for that because I thought that it was, well, I guess I'm going to do that one right now. Let's see, let me go back and check. Okay. Okay, so it's 50 through 53. I had made a mistake and I had included somebody from July in the drawing, so I need to go back and do it again because that person was the winner and their FO is not for June. Okay, let's put that in, 50 through 53. Maybe it was 49 through 53. 49 through 53. Generate. I don't know if you can see. The result is number 51. So let's see who 51 was. Oh, Playing with Needles. Playing with Needles, if you'll PM me. Actually, it should be 50 through 51. Let me do that again. Oh, no, that's okay. Playing with Needles, you are the winner. And let me know what kind of pattern you would like. $7 or less, that's giftable on Ravelry. How are we doing on time? 34 minutes. Okay. So thank you, Crocheting Hoovian and Talia and Marlicia. Everybody, thank you, Laura. Thank everybody for including me in the autism awareness. I enjoyed doing it, and it gives me a chance to kind of let you guys know some of the things that I've learned from working with children with autism. I think because it's already been 34 minutes, I'm not really going to go too much into what I've been reading and watching. I'm reading pretty much the same things I mentioned last time. One show I did want to mention that my husband and I binge watch. There was only one season, but it was excellent. It's called Top of the Lake. And if you are interested in crime and suspense, kind of along the way of The Killing, but it's about one case, which is what makes me think of The Killing, but the way that it's done is way different. There is humor in it, and a lot of really quirky characters. It's very interesting, and we were enthralled the whole time we watched it. I wish there was another season, but I think it's only a one-season thing. And I think it's from England because they have English accents. And yeah, oh no, it's not England. My husband kept correcting me. It was set in New Zealand, so you get to see some of the scenery of New Zealand too. But I would highly recommend that if you are into crime and suspense, drama type things. It was excellent, and they have really good actors on it too. And I guess what I'm going to say now is get busy knitting or get busy dying.